Coach, we'll just start with your overall impressions. Pretty solid day on both sides of the ball for the team.
You know, definitely, and we played great defense, which we knew we could, and it's fun to come out and see these guys play with the intensity they didn't give up any big plays, exactly what we wanted, and got the turnovers, the things that we talked about going into the scrimmage that we wanted to accomplish, and we've got a good defense, and it's tough every day to go out and go against our ones on ones. It's a tough deal for our offense, and so really pleased with that side of the ball. We'll learn from that offensively. And I like the way that Caleb went in with the twos and moved the ball, made some plays with his arm and his legs.
You've got to be happy the energy level out here overall was just through the roof.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and you can't thank the people of Butte enough for making this the event that it was. It really helps our football team in the spring to be able to travel and play in front of a great crowd, and it gives them a good feel in the spring, especially the young guys, and I can't thank them enough. This has been a great weekend.
What a day for Josh Sandry, huh?
Yeah. We knew Josh was that kind of guy, and we knew he could make those types of plays, and he is a young guy, but he is a leader on that side of the ball, and it was great to see him break out, and he just has a feel for it, and we're going to be pretty salty on defense, and it's great to see the back end play so well.
You know, Reese looked so good last week. What were you seeing from him that's so much different today?
You know, early with a couple interceptions, he may have threw into coverage a little bit, and you may get at this time of spring ball, your defense may be able to jump on top of some things that if they didn't practice 14 practices against you, they wouldn't know where the ball was going. But we're going to learn from it. I'm not going to take anything away from the defense because the defense played great. But we will learn from those mistakes, and the way things are structured, there's something open every play. You just got to find it.
Looks like the quarterbacks didn't do you any favors by giving you a clear number one to pick from.
A good problem is having three guys that have the ability to do it, and the pressure that they put on each other every day in practice is only going to make us better.
And along with that, with Caleb Hill today, just how happy were you, before you go back to the film, on how he looked today? Played well last week in Missoula, and he came out here and threw the ball around well again.
Yeah, he looked good throwing the ball, and what Caleb can do is pull it down and run with it a little bit also. Sometimes you don't see quite in a scrimmage because they're blowing them dead, a little bit quick, but he's a big, strong guy. He can hurt you with his legs, and Caleb was probably the slowest coming along this spring because he was the newest guy. Every day he gets better, he gets more comfortable with what we're doing.
As a coach, when he's out there, does that give you more options with like the read option and plays like that that maybe the other quarterbacks don't get as much?
Well, he definitely has the ability to do the zone read and just pull it down. People want to play man-to-man, and he can get up through the O-line and take off. He's going to make you pay.
And your D-line today, a good job against the run game in general, and just talk about that unit for both sides.
We got 8 guys that can play, and they're big-time players. So the depth that we have, the talent we have is huge, but the depth makes it even better. So for up-tempo teams, we can run 2 units in and feel really good about them.
They had such a pass rush on today, so I'm sure you like that, but in terms of your offensive line, what do you want to see them improve on?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at the tape, and it'll be also good to get David Reese back. He's our left tackle will help in the fall to have him back, but we got ourselves off schedule a little bit, and then the D-line can pin their ears back, and when they're as good as our guys are, it makes it tough on the O-line.
How much better do you think the defense is looking this year than it did last year? It just looks like they're all over the place.
They're very disciplined, they're very sound, and that's what we wanted to be able to do, is come out and play base defense and just show a couple wrinkles and be successful with it. When you keep things simple, good players can fly around, and that's what you're seeing right now. Nobody's thinking, they're just reacting, and then when you get into fall, we can get into some substitution packages and do a little bit more, but we wanted to come out of spring playing great base defense.
Coach, can I hand that to you too? Thank
you. The number one receiving corps didn't seem to have as many opportunities just because the defense is all over the place, so we didn't see quite as much of them today, but do you like where they've been able to come? They're the guys with the experience that should be leading that group.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a great spring, and we'll go look at the tape. You know, we didn't get the ball in some of those guys' hands like we would like to, but we'll learn from it. But we got some good work in throughout the spring practices.
Today, the scrimmage, was it a success?
It's a huge success, you know, and you know, unfortunately, a lot of people grade a scrimmage off of, you know, how the offense looks. And our defense is awesome. It was a great scrimmage because the way our defense played. And you know, it's tough on an offense when you're playing and running the same plays every day against the same guys, and they get a feel for what you're doing. But again, I'm not going to take anything away from our defense. They're good and they're hard to go against. And so I think this was a great scrimmage today to get our defense out there and play the way they did.
How hard does that make your evaluation? You have to take, like, well, the defense probably knows what plays we're doing, like, or the ones are going against the ones while Caleb goes against the twos. How hard does that make your evaluation?
There's usually something there, and we just want to make sure that the quarterbacks are putting the ball where it needs to go, depending on what coverage they're playing. So we're more worried about that than, you know, sometimes the defensive backs will sit on our routes because they kind of know what's coming at them. But it's more challenging, so it makes our offense better having to go against it every day than when you go against somebody that only gets 3 practices or 4 practices that week against you. It's a little bit easier.
The players kind of look forward to kind of resting a little bit, recharging batteries before summer workouts get going. What about for you as a coach? Kind of, what do you? The next few weeks you get to kind of, you know, recharge a little bit?
Well, I got 95 exit meetings this week with the players, and then I'm going to get on the road for about 10 days recruiting, and then I'm going to head in the car with Colin Bonnickson, our DFO, and head around Montana and see all the great people of this state with the GSA.
And then, I don't know if anyone asked this already, but just the thoughts on having it here in Butte again, and just what did you think the atmosphere the day was like?
I thought it was as good as it can get, and I want to come back every year here. And I would love it if this was an every year thing. And you know, the people embrace us. We had an event last night that was, you know, really a lot of fun to mingle with the local Butte folks, and just this whole environment playing in this stadium. It's really special for our players and for me. It was exciting. Have Colt Anderson back here was awesome.